kids, welcome to Mighty Kids Digital.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Sitting at home, but maybe you can stand with your family and your kids. We're gonna dance tonight. We're gonna have a good time. I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my turn till I met you. Was breathing but not alive. Is anybody's testimony? All my failures I've tried to hide. Yeah, it was my turn till I met you. You called my name and I ran out of that grave. Glorious day, yeah. And I ran out of that grave, oh, out of the dark into your glorious day. Listen now. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Freedom is all that I know. Now your freedom is all that I know. Now sing the old made new. The old made new. Jesus, when I say that again. The old made new. Jesus, when I. Now with all you got, sing. You called my name. Come on. And I ran out of here, out of the dark into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the into your glorious day. Together, you know it. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, but you called me a citizen of heaven. Come on, sing. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air. Out of that grave, out of the darkness, out of the dark, into your glorious day. Yeah, you call my name, oh, and I ran out of that grave, into your, yeah.
lesson about?
Hi Mighty Kids, thank you for joining us today on Mighty Kids. My name is Sister Lisa and I'm going to be your teacher for today. Our theme for the month is the Big Blue. Last week, Sister Jasmine taught on Where God Guides, He Provides. This week's story is called The Ghost on the Water. Okay, I'm going to start you off with a little story. So let's just imagine this, that it was a dark and stormy night. The crashing waves whipped up a constant cloud, making it hard to see. In the middle of the chaos, sails a boat full of Jesus' disciples. Jesus had wanted them to cross the sea while he stayed on the shore to pray. Now the disciples were really wishing that Jesus was with them because this storm was turning into a nightmare. None of them wanted to die if this boat fell apart, drowning helpless in the relentless and powerful sea. They kept on sailing, hoping they would somehow make it to shore. Then ghost stories started to fill their minds. The cry of a long-forgotten sailor on the wind calling out to you. The sadness of the woman who never found her way to shore. The great sea monsters with scales as tough as diamonds and mouths bigger than the boats they were sailing on. The disciples tried their best to focus on keeping the ship from falling apart. Those stories couldn't be real, right? Just then, the disciples saw something that scared their socks off. First, here's a memory verse. Matthew 14:25-28 says, "Very early in the morning, he came to his disciples," meaning Jesus, "walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified and said, 'It's a ghost.' They were so frightened, they screamed. Just then Jesus spoke to them. 'Be encouraged, it's me. Don't be afraid.' Peter replied, 'Lord, if it is you, order me to come to you on the water.'" Okay, kids, let's do a little activity. I want you to be in imagination mode. Let's close your eyes. And imagine you have a VR headset that shows you what Peter is experiencing. You're on a small wooden boat and it's so hard to stand up. Waves higher than a house are rolling towards you. Ready to take out your boat? You're freezing cold and it's so dark out, you can almost feel it. In front of you, there's a figure on the water. You can't see who or what it is, but it sounded exactly like Jesus. When you asked it a question, the mysterious voice that sounds like Jesus says, "Come." You pull together all your courage. You know that if Jesus calls, he won't let you fall. You take a step of faith onto the water. As you step off the boat, the water gathers at your foot and holds you up. This is so cool. You take another step and the sea below you feels like water, but also solid and kind of soft, like walking across mud. You take a couple more steps and you see that the figure on the water wasn't a ghost at all. It's Jesus walking towards you on the water. Just then, there's a cold wind that creeps up your spine. You turn to look as thunder rolls and lightning crashes into the water, way too close. The waves make a great roar as they tower as high as buildings. Could there be sharks in this water? Fear takes over your faith and you start to sink as you yell, "Lord, rescue me." Just then, Jesus catches your hand and pulls you out of the water. He brings you into the boat. As soon as you and Jesus are into the boat, the storm stops. And now there is peace. And now you'll never forget that when Jesus calls, he won't let you fall. God will always be there to protect you and to reach out his hand and pull you in. Thank you, Mighty Kids. God bless.
I challenge you to draw Peter walking on the water.